News now begins in the west of the continent, where Nigeria's Labour Party has refuted claims by the presidency that its presidential candidate Peter Obi and his supporters are behind the planned nationwide anti-government protest scheduled for August 1st. The presidency described the calls for protest under the hashtag Tinubu must go and hashtag Revolution 2024 as treasonable. In a lengthy tweet published on his X account on Saturday, the special advisor to the president on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, accused Peter Obi and his supporters of spearheading the hashtag, alleging that they are not Democrats but anarchists. Onanuga, however, proposed a Save Nigeria rally from August 1st to 15th, 2024, in response to the planned nationwide protests from August 1st to 10 against the rising cost of living and economic hardship. He claimed that those organizing the protests were also behind the End SARS protests of October 2020, which later turned violent. And in the meantime, the Nigerian government has revealed its plans to spend 3 trillion naira on the new minimum wage and pensions. Minister of Budget and Economic Planning Atiku Bagudu revealed this during a meeting with the Senate Committee on Appropriations. President Bola Tinubu recently approved a new minimum wage of 70,000 naira for Nigerian workers and pledged to review the national minimum wage law every 3 years. Following this, the National Assembly passed an amendment to the 2024 budget, increasing it to 33.7 trillion naira. In a letter to the Senate, President Tinubu requested the withdrawal of 3.2 million, or rather 3.2 trillion naira from the Consolidated Revenue Fund for capital expenditure and an additional 3 trillion naira for recurrent expenditure. The Senate promptly moved the request through first and second readings and tasked its committees to review and report back within a week. Now, traders in Zara Manganda area of Jos, the Plateau State capital, north-central Nigeria, have called on government to provide them with a conducive market where they can have their transactions without breaching the rules of the state. The Plateau State Executive Order 003 came into enforcement a few months ago after traders refused to relocate to where government had made provisions for them. The Jos Metropolitan Development Board had reiterated that the state will stop at nothing in ensuring standards are adhered to. New Central's Chizoba Nyonwe tells us more.
We are just roaming up and down as if we are not Nigerians. It is unfair. It is not good. I am not even happy.
I have cold from this rain. For 3 days now consecutively, this rain has been beating me. We don't go anywhere because you can't leave your goods and run to anywhere. We only just bring this umbrella down and sit here.
That's the pain of most traders on Zamaganda area of Jos, whom government has forced out of their shops. According to the state, the structures where these traders occupy are illegal and do not conform with the building codes of the state, and so their shops were demolished.
The school fees increase, everything, hardship, the left, right corner. Where are we going to start?
It's affecting us very well. Look at the rain, look at the sun. We just deal with them. Sometimes you go home and the children it's not easy.
The situation is critical. This is a rainy season. We find it very difficult. When it's raining, we have to leave this place. We go and find for a place we stay before, later we'll come back again.
We come here with the intention that maybe they are on their way, they'll come and chase us. Sometimes most of our goods get thrown away while we are running. They turn into ruins. We can't even sell them because they are already in the gutter.
It's true. They have packed some. Once you keep your lot here, if they pick it, you will not see it again. When you go to GMDB, they say you should go there, and at the end of the day, you will not see anything.
Not deliberately flouting government's order, but how to fend for their livelihood is the pain in their neck. Noting the economic meltdown and how most of these traders feed from hand to mouth, they ask for government intervention.
Things are not normal. We suffer a lot. At least for us to pay transport to a very far distance to buy foodstuff, it's very bad. It will be very, very unfair. Please, I beg you in the name of God, we should allow the market to be here for us.
They should pity us, have mercy on us. Not that they should be sending their boys should come and chase us away. At least for the meantime, till when we Well, see, when they provide a place where we can move to, we're not saying that we are not fighting the government, though, but we want them to look into our case.
See the rain and sun, and some of us like us, I'm not used to be like this. I lost my job. That is why I'm here under the sun now. So please, let government help us to provide need unto us, please.
If there's something that can be done to help us arrange this situation of running here and there, running helter-skelter, we would really appreciate it.
It's actually drizzling now, and that is to say that any moment it will rain. And if it does rain, nobody knows what the fate of these traders would be. However, what they are asking for is that government should look into their plight and see how they help them in this hardship to make their lives more meaningful. In Jos for News Central, Chizoba Anyowe.
Meanwhile, Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has emphasized the careful selection of experienced educationalists for 2 key school boards free from political influence. Now, he asserted that building a prosperous and educationally advanced Rivers State requires a solid foundation in education. Governor Fubara made these comments while inaugurating the chairman and members of the Rivers State Senior Secondary School Board and the State's Universal Basic Education Board at the Government House in Port Harcourt. He highlighted the importance of these boards in his mission to transform the state's education system and effectively nurture Rivers children. Fubara reaffirmed that his administration's priorities for 2025 are education, health, and agriculture. These sectors will receive focused attention through strategic policy implementation and budgetary allocation to meet the administration's goals.
When it comes to the issue of education, you know how passionate that I am. I've told you that my concern next year is education, health, and agriculture. So this board today is the beginning of our 2025 program for the good people of Rivers State. And I believe strongly that we're going to achieve it together as one people who believe in a better Rivers State.
Away from that now, the Federal High Court in Abuja has mandated the Independent National Electoral Commission to hold state governors, their deputies, and others accountable for cases of electoral violence, bribery, vote buying, and conspiracy during the 2023 general elections. The court's decision, announced in a statement by Kolawole Oluwadare, Deputy Director of the Social Economic Rights and Accountability Project, ordered INEC to appoint independent counsels to investigate these offenses. This includes probing electoral violence and other offenses involving state governors and their deputies during the elections. Justice Obiora Egwatu delivered the judgment last Thursday following a mandamus lawsuit filed by SERAP. The court instructed INEC to promptly and thoroughly investigate electoral violence and other offenses, identify the suspected perpetrators and their sponsors, and ensure their effective prosecution. Now, let's also tell you that a senior advocate of Nigeria and former General Secretary of the Nigerian Bar Association, Afam Osigwe, has emerged as the president-elect in the 2024 NBA elections. The 2024 NBA elections was held online, began at 12 a.m. on Saturday and ended at 11:59 p.m. with the live results for all positions presented online. As of the final compilation at 12:40 a.m. on Sunday, Osigwe secured 20,435 votes, defeating his closest rival, chairman of the NBA Institute of Continuing Legal Education Governing Council, Tobenna Irojikwe, who garnered 10,998 votes, while former NBA Lagos branch chairman Chukwuka Ikwozom got 9,018 votes. Osigwe is set to succeed the outgoing president Yakubu Maikiao. Now let's give you some update on the political situation in Edo State, where the reinstated Deputy Governor Philip Shaibu has left the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and joined the All Progressives Congress, APC. He made the announcement in Benin City on Saturday, where he disclosed that he felt like an unofficial member of the APC. Shaibu, along with members of the Dan Ober-led Legacy Group, expressed enthusiasm for their return to the APC, emphasizing a commitment to the party's values and support. Shaibu declared that it is a triumphant homecoming to the APC, where he is valued and welcomed. He added that they are ready to reclaim the state through the APC governorship candidate Monday Okwebolo and his running mate Dennis Idahosa. A federal high court recently nullified Shaibu's removal, citing it as politically motivated, and ordered his reinstatement with full security restoration. Welcome back. Now, gunmen suspected to be militia have killed 18 people, abducted 3 more, and destroyed properties worth millions of naira on Saturday in the Mbacha Council Ward of Katsina-Ala local government area of Benue State. Now, this is coming 2 weeks after the violent Zaki Biam protest that claimed 3 lives and destroyed numerous properties. According to a local source, the militia stormed the village in large numbers and opened fire on people. The caretaker committee chairman of Katsina-Ala LGA, Justin Shaku, confirmed the attack to newsmen on the phone in Makurdi and adds that soldiers got an intelligence report about the attack on Mbache village, but before the soldiers could get to the area, the bandits wreaked havoc and left the area. 58 new sets of Nigerian women and children have been rescued from human traffickers in Ghana, bringing the total number of rescued Nigerians in Accra in the last 3 months to 105. The chairman, NIDO Board of Trustees in Ghana, Chief Callistus Ezoziewa, disclosed this to the chairman, CEO Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri-Erewa, when she visited the trafficked victims. According to a statement by the spokesperson of NIDCOM, Abubakar Rahman Balogun, 47 of those rescued are from Kano, 5 from Katsina, 2 from Jigawa, and 4 from Kaduna. He said 11 more girls earlier rescued have also been repatriated back to Nigeria. The statement added that some of the suspected agents have been arrested and handed over to security agencies and NAPTIP for necessary profiling and prosecution. The chief executive officer of the Dangote refinery, Aliko Dangote, has responded to claims by the Nigerian midstream and downstream petroleum regulatory authorities that the refinery is producing products of low quality. During a visit by the leadership of the House of Representatives to the refinery on Saturday, Dangote revealed that the products refined at the Dangote Petroleum Refinery and Petrochemicals, the world's largest single-train refinery, are of superior quality compared to imported equivalents and that they meet international standards. The Dangote refinery boss backed this claim with a test conducted before the lawmakers at the refinery state-of-the-art laboratory, where he revealed that the diesel produced at the refinery beats the global standard of 50 parts per million after testing at 87.6 ppm at the first testing, and went further to drop to 32 ppm. The flash point for the diesel sample was also tested at 96 in accordance with the global standard.
Our quality was about 600 to 650 ppm, and the 600 to 650 ppm is one of the best in terms of quality. Okay, at that time when we started. But as of today, we are 87 ppm, and I assure you, media, you can come again and take sample on Monday. By Monday, latest Tuesday, will be at 50 ppm. By beginning of August, will be at 10 ppm. So in terms of quality, we are doing very, very well. Nobody can produce anything better than us. So I just got the result from him 5 minutes ago. We are now down to even 32 ppm.
The presidential CNG initiative, which is a component of the palliative intervention of the President Bola Tinubu administration, has launched 1 million free conversion kits for vehicle owners who wish to convert from petrol vehicles to compressed natural gas. The presidential initiative held its first mass convention event in Lagos for an onward distribution across the length and breadth of the country, aimed at providing economic relief to the masses following the fuel subsidy removal policy of the federal government. News Central's Igbalani Omani completes the story.
Nigeria suffers from high levels of air pollution, especially in major cities like Lagos, according to the World Health Organization. Lagos has one of the highest air pollution levels in the world, with particulate matter concentrations 4 times higher than recommended levels. Converting vehicles to compressed natural gas, CNG, can help reduce air pollution and lower emissions. This CNG mobilization program at a major park in one of Lagos' largest districts aims to sensitize transport stakeholders on the need to convert their vehicles to run on CNG.
We are acting on what the Mr. President has said, to roll out and to roll out fast. So we are here today to put to action our talk in the last 6 months. So CNG is cheaper, is cleaner, is safer, and is more reliable. 40% less tailpipe emission, 90% less pollutant put in the air. So definitely there's an advantage to using CNG for the environment. We're already flaring gas. So what we are saying is that instead of flaring gas, we should turn that gas to use of our economy and make sure that we drive our economy with gas, which is cleaner.
At this pack, 150 beneficiaries will have their vehicles retrofitted to operate using CNG at no cost.
We have provided places for you where the conversion will be done. One of them is going to be done right here. We have provided for you where you buy the CNG gases. You will be able to buy at 200 to 250 naira.
ẹlòmíì wà tó yẹ pé ó gba pressure ẹ̀ ó fi ra mọ́tò ẹ ti ọ̀rá sàn àwa kàn mójútó páàkì yẹn ni bó dẹ̀ believe pé ẹni tó gba pressure tó fi ra mọ́tò òun náà ní àǹfààní láti jẹ́nu benefit kan tí ó ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí kò ń ṣe all member national union nìkan.
The rationale is that in the long run, vehicle owners will benefit from the lower cost of CNG relative to petrol, and in turn address the high cost of petrol, which has reached record levels in recent months.
By the time the price will get this CNG working, so automatically the cost of buying fuel will come down, and it will affect the cost price of transportation across the country. And if the price of transportation come down, it will affect all other sectors.
The goal is to convert as many commercial and private vehicles as possible to cleaner burning CNG to improve air quality and reduce Nigeria's fuel import bill, among others. In Lagos for News Central, Igbalani Omani.
Meanwhile, users of compressed natural gas-powered vehicles have called on citizens to embrace the technology, especially those in the commercial transportation business, saying it offers a better cost-saving option. They also say there is no cause for alarm, especially in the light of safety concerns, saying CNG is safe for use and not as combustible as many think. In this special report, our Abuja Bureau Chief X-rays the benefits of CNG use from existing users.
The removal of fuel subsidy in Nigeria, the reoccurring fuel scarcity, and the fluctuating price of petrol has raised questions about the sustainability of alternate fuel sources. While government has encouraged citizens to switch to the use of compressed natural gas, many are asking about the benefits of the technology. A visit to a refueling station, where we spoke to some car owners who have already embraced the use of CNG, answers questions about the economic benefits.
Compared to PMS, this is much more economical because this will save me at least 85% of expenses. At least 85% of, let's say I'm buying fuel for 20,000 naira, I can get gas for 2,000 naira to cover the same number of kilometers.
I went to Anambra, so I took from here to Ajaokuta, refueled from Ajaokuta and moved to Enugu. Nsukka actually took me to Nsukka. So from Abuja to Nsukka, I spent barely 7,000 naira. Then from Nsukka, I used fuel. If I was supposed to do that with ordinary fuel, I think I'll be using fuel tank and probably more.
Imagine when you don't have money. There's no how. If you don't have money, you can still buy CNG. You can still buy CNG and put on your car instead of fuel, because 10,000 naira fuel cannot move your car. But when you don't have money at all, you can afford at least 3,500, you can have it in your pocket. to fuel your car and then move on with your business.
What I use weekly before now, using fuel, now I don't even use half of it. Half I don't use.
While many have expressed fears about the safety of its use, especially as it is believed that fuel gas is highly combustible, experts say there is no cause for alarm in the light of safety concerns.
CNG is very, very safe as compared to petrol. First of all, the ignition temperature of CNG is about 600 degrees centigrade as compared to petrol, which is about 300. It therefore means that for ignition to occur, the temperature has to rise up to 600. That is one aspect of its safety. And secondly, CNG is lighter than air. Okay, it's like helium. Once it finds its way into the atmosphere, it's easily dispersed off, taking out that fuel component of combustion.
Some other users say there exist many other benefits.
Also good for your engine, actually. I don't service as frequently as I service with fuel because with the gas, the engine doesn't work as much as when you use fuel because it just uses it directly instead of converting and burning. So for the gas, it's very good for your engine. If you use a semi-synthetic or synthetic oil, it takes you a longer process before you can change your oil. So it's very healthy for your engine.
This does not emit anything. It's eco-friendly. So even you have your nose at my nozzle there, it's at the exhaust there, you don't smell anything. It's eco-friendly for the environment and everything. It's eco-friendly.
You know, so many people believe the risk is high, but the fuel itself is risky. So the cylinder is safe, everything is safe. To me, it's perfect.
The experience is wonderful. The sound of the car is properly maintained, clean energy, and it has improved. I've improved my pocket.
Many of the users say it is wise to embrace CNG-powered vehicles, especially for those in the commercial transportation business.
With the CNG, you work less. You don't work longer hours before you make your money. You don't have to work too much to make more profit. With little work, you can make more profit.
It baffles me sometimes when I come to the gas station. I even saw some all these green and red vehicles that run taxi in town. Some of them use CNG. If those ones have the knowledge to do the CNG conversion, say why not Nigeria should embrace on CNG conversion?
The benefit is that your family will have something. Instead of spending all your money on petrol, you have something left. That's the benefit.
Nigeria's federal government has promised to support the conversion from petrol to CNG-powered cars. It is hoped that citizens can take advantage of this opportunity. In Abuja for News Central, I am Amadin Uyi.
Now, communities in the Lake Chad Basin region have expressed their gratitude to the Multinational Joint Task Force and its ongoing operation Lake Sanity 2 for bringing stability and security to their areas. News Central's Umaru Kirawa, who toured the Dakar community on the fringes of Lake Chad in the Republic of Cameroon, reports.
Remnants of terrorists marauding Lake Chad continue to surrender amidst both repressive and diplomatic measures. Between July 10 and 17, 263 terrorists and their families surrendered, while 9 terrorists were neutralized and arms were recovered by the Multinational Joint Task Force. This wave of surrenders has rejuvenated economic activities in the region.
In dare ai ba mu samun bacci ba mu da kwanciyar hankali yanzu zuwan da sun kai garin nan gaskiya sun taimaka mana sosai saboda za mu kwanta mu kwana hankalin mu kwance ba mu da wani damuwan komi.
With the MNJTF's ongoing efforts to reclaim territories in the Lake Chad Basin, fishing activities have resumed in areas previously threatened by insurgent groups. Local fishermen who had been displaced or restricted due to security concerns are now returning to their livelihood with renewed hope and enthusiasm.
Shine nan cikin tafkin shari ne muke kama kifi. A gaskiya yanzu bakin dai zuwan su gaskiya alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah kuma muna fata Allah ya kara musu karfin gwiwa domin mu samu mu fara samun walwala kamar yadda yanzu muka samu.
Je les remercie beaucoup vraiment de tout ce qu'ils sont en train de faire pour nos populations. la population de Darak, depuis un certain moment, dort tranquillement sur les lauriers.
Lui, ils ont mené l'opération ici à Darak et tout le monde a été satisfait puisqu'ils ont consulté les gens gratuitement. Ils les ont donné les médicaments gratuitement. Et la population est satisfaite de ce sens.
Despite facing many challenges, the MNJTF's Operation Lake Sanity 2 has not only boosted security, but also revitalized economic activities, providing a crucial lifeline to communities heavily reliant on fishing.
The ongoing clearance efforts in the Lake Chart underscores the commitment of the multinational joint task force in stabilizing the region and opening up pathways for sustainable peace and development. In Darak, southern part of Lake Chart, Umaru Kirawa reporting for News Central.
President Bola Tinubu has arrived in Accra, the Ghanaian capital, to participate in the 6th mid-year coordination meeting of the African Union, which begins on Sunday. Tinubu, who is the chairman of the ECOWAS authorities of heads of states and governments, departed Abuja on Saturday morning and arrived at the Kotoka International Airport, Accra. He was received at the airport by the Ghanaian Deputy Minister of Education, Professor Kingsley Nyako, Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Yusuf Tugar, and Chargé d'Affaires Nigeria High Commission in Ghana, Ambassador Daya Adeoye, among other officials. President Tinubu is expected to highlight the achievements and challenges encountered in West Africa since the last meeting in Nairobi, Kenya, in July of 2023. Welcome back. In East Africa, Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni has warned that protesters who said they would press ahead with a banned anti-corruption march on Tuesday are playing with fire. Museveni has ruled the East African country with an iron fist since 1986. He said the protesters include elements working for foreign interests without elaborating. Earlier on Saturday, Ugandan police had informed organizers that it would not permit the planned protest in the capital, Kampala, as authorities had intelligence that some elements were trying to take advantage of the demonstration to cause chaos in the country. Fire broke out in an apartment block in Port Sudan, killing 9 people. Emergency services rescued several people who had been trapped on the ground floor of the building when an electrical short circuit triggered the blaze. The city has become a base for the Sudanese army amid ongoing clashes with rival parliamentaries. Emergency services rescued several people trapped on the ground floor after an electrical short circuit ignited the blaze. 4 survivors remain in stable condition in the hospital. Sudan has been engulfed in conflict since April 2023. According to the United Nations, the fighting between the regular army led by Abdel Fattah al-Burhan and the paramilitary rapid response forces headed by his former deputy Mohammed Hamdan Daglo has resulted in tens of thousands of deaths and displaced over 10 million people. In more news, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro has asked voters to choose between peace or war during a campaign rally in eastern Venezuela. Maduro is seeking a third straight 6-year term in the presidential elections, which takes place on July 28th. Recall that rights group Foro Peñal on Tuesday reported 102 arrests of people linked to the opposition presidential campaign. The government accuses the opposition of conspiring against Maduro, whose re-election in 2018 was rejected as illegitimate by most Western and Latin American countries.
El 28 de julio se decide el futuro de Venezuela para los próximos 50 años. Si viene una Venezuela de paz, o viene una Venezuela convulsa, violenta y llena de conflicto. Paz o guerra. Si viene una Venezuela para construir una nueva sociedad de iguales, sin castas de apellido, donde construyamos nuestro propio modelo económico y retomemos el estado de bienestar social dejado por Chávez, o viene una Venezuela de élites, con el pueblo excluido y todo privatizado.
Now, United States Geological Survey said a 6.2 magnitude earthquake struck Guatemala on Saturday, with the tremor also felt in El Salvador and Nicaragua. No casualties or damage were reported in the three countries. According to the USGS, the tremors hit at 8:53 p.m. with its epicenter 8 southeast of Jalapa City, at a depth of 265.5 kilometers. The Seismological Institute of El Salvador also recorded the quake at a magnitude of 5.9, while that of Nicaragua registered it at 5.2 magnitude. Up next is business news.
The Nigerian government has unveiled a comprehensive strategy to lead Africa's digital trade revolution within the framework of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement. The strategy is part of the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu's administration to harness trade as a catalyst for economic growth and continental cohesion in line with AFCFTA objectives. To this effect, Vice President Kashim Shettima said Nigeria is in a unique position to spearhead the continent's technological transformation. He made the observation while delivering the keynote address during a stakeholders summit with the theme Digital Trade in Africa, the Renewed Hope Strategy, held at the banquet hall of the Presidential Villa in Abuja. African energy ministers have underscored the importance of increased collaboration on the continent's energy transition, according to a panel discussion held at the Continental Energy Investment Forum 2024 in Cape Town, South Africa. Representatives from Nigeria, Zambia, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and Sierra Leone, who shared their countries' unique approaches to balancing energy security with environmental sustainability, emphasized the long-term nature of energy transitions and the need for planning that transcends political cycles. The minister's call for collaboration reflects a recognition of the shared challenges and opportunities facing African nations in their energy journeys. By working together, they believe they can leverage resources, share best practices, and create a more attractive environment for investment in clean energy solutions. The International Monetary Fund's Zambian representative, Eric Lotier, has expressed concerns about Zambia's de-dollarization proposals. According to Lotier, these measures could inadvertently undermine efforts to contain inflation. He argues that successful de-dollarization requires an economic environment characterized by low and stable inflation rates, as well as limited external pressures, conditions that Zambia currently lacks. The IMF representative's remarks were made shortly after the Bank of Zambia announced proposals that promote local currency use. Notably, the central bank's guidelines propose severe penalties, including up to 10 years in jail for Zambian businesses that demand US dollars for local transactions.
And now sports. Curfew local government area emerges winners of the second Bauchi State Sports Festival on Saturday. Curfew LGA won 25 gold, 19 silver and 12 bronze to beat other local government areas to the number 1 spot after 10 days of action at the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa Stadium. Al Kaleri LG finished a distant second place with 9 gold and 5 silver and 2 bronze. Bauchi placed third with 6 gold, 8 silver and 10 bronze, while Bagoro local government with 2 gold, 4 silver and 1 bronze finished in 4th place. Darazo, Gamawa and Warji won 0 medals at the just concluded Bauchi State Sports Festival. Bauchi State Commissioner for Youth and Sports Development Salisu Gamawa applauded Governor Bala Mohammed for ensuring the State Sports Festival is revived after 41 years. And in more sports news, Nigeria's Super Sand Eagles returned to international soccer since 2019 with a hard-fought 5-4 win against Mauritania in the first leg of the Nations Cup qualification match on Saturday. The Super Sand Eagles, who returned to action after the ban on the team was lifted, have few days to prepare for the games, with the Nigeria Football Federation appointing Abdullahi Issa as new head coach on Thursday. With the return leg scheduled for Saturday, July 27 in Nigeria, the Super Sand Eagles are determined to secure their qualifications. The Nigeria Under-20 women's national team, the Falconets, will take on 1 week break following a 3-week training camp in preparation for the FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Colombia. The team, which began training on July 7th, will pause at the end of the month and reconvene on August 7th, 2024. The Falconets are set to commence their World Cup campaign against Korea Republic on the 1st of September before taking on other Group D opponents, Germany and Venezuela. Matthew Hudson-Smith smashed his European 400-meter record with a time of 43.74 seconds, marking the fastest time worldwide this year. Just days before the Paris 2024 opening ceremony, Keely Hutchinson, the Olympic silver medalist, set a new national record in the 800-meter with a leading time of 1.54. That's 1 minute 54 seconds and 61 microseconds in 2024, guiding her British teammates Gemma Ricci and Georgia Bell to personal bests in an exceptional display. The event concluded with American athlete Noah Lyles, the world champion, achieving a personal best of 9.81 seconds to win the 100 meters, surpassing South Africa's Akani Simbine and Botswanan Letziel Tebogo. And Brad Pauls clinched the British middleweight title with a dramatic 12th round stoppage victory over Nathan Haney in the headline bout of the Magnificent Seven card in Birmingham. This rematch, following their previous draw 4 months ago, initially saw Henley take control with his jab, keeping Pauls at bay. However, in a key moment in the 4th round, Pauls knocked Henley down with a powerful overhand right. From there, the momentum shifted back and forth, with Henley making a recovery in the later rounds. Pauls regained dominance in the final moments, stunning Henley with a series of punches in the 12th round, which Henley couldn't recover from, and the referee counted him out, securing Pauls' victory and the British middleweight championship. And Chinese top seed Zheng Qinwen advanced to her first final since Australian Open with a straight-set victory over French player Diane Parry in Palermo. Zheng, defending her title after clinching her maiden WTA trophy in Sicily last year, triumphed 7-4, 6-4, settling up a final clash on Sunday against Karolina Muchova. Ranked 7th in the world, Zheng has a strong start to the year with a runner-up finish at the Australia Open, where she lost to Ariana Sabalenka. This semi-final win marked her first appearance in such a stage. Since then, Parry posed a tough challenge with her adept play, court skills, and varied game, but Zheng capitalized on critical moments to secure the win. Muchova, the runner-up at last year's French Open, also dominated in her semi-final, defeating Irina Camelia 6-1, 6-1. And indeed, that's all this hour. But before we go, let's take another look at some of the major stories. Labour Party faults government's allegations on Peter Obi's involvement. Court orders INEC to hold state governors responsible. And Uganda's President Museveni warns would-be protesters they will not be tolerated. Now, do remember to send your eyewitness reports to the WhatsApp number on your page right now, and do follow us on social media. We are at News Central TV. You can watch News Central live on DSTV channel 422, Star Times channel 274, AVO TV, and on YouTube. Many thanks for watching. My name is Mazino Appeal.